On everyone. So the Los Angeles Lakers handled business in game 3, winning by 30 points, 127-97. And a big contributor was Lonnie Walker. And look, Lonnie Walker deserves a world of credit because he's a guy that went completely out of the rotation. I mean, fell out. Wasn't getting any type of playing time other than like randomly in garbage time. And his number was called. He showed up and he delivered. He was really good, really solid, and defensively, he was really good and really solid. Now, to start the game, when he got put in the first quarter, not gonna lie, he looked really rough. He was missing assignments, getting beat. It didn't look good. But granted, that was like a 2-minute span, and he figured it out, whether it was just jitters of finally being in a game and minutes that are important or some rust because he hasn't played in a while. Whatever it was, he shook it off, and he was great. In that second quarter, he was making some defensive plays, making some nice rotations. He had a great defensive sequence on Steph Curry. I mean, seriously, he was a huge contributing factor in the minutes he played. He played 24 minutes, gave you 12 points, 4 of 6 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, made both free throws, had a block, a steal, and was just, again, a real contributor. And this is a guy that I've talked about a lot this year, right? Good ways, bad ways, all of it. He's a guy that was our worst defender. He's literally 2 points worse than the league average defensively. But he has all the tools, all the intangibles. He's got like a 7-foot wingspan. He's got crazy athleticism, great foot speed, everything you need to look at him and go, man, he could be a like lockdown elite defender. And especially at his position, at the guard position. And he just didn't really seem to focus and buy in on that side. And in this game, he really did. He really looked like a guy that believed, like, I can defend these guys. And you're not talking about, DiVincenzo or something. I mean, he was doing some defensive just mastery on Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Jordan Poole and really was holding his own. The couple times he even got beat and was right back at it, showing his foot speed, showing his athleticism. And I said before this series even began, I made a video and I said, like, if you were ever going to play Lonnie Walker, this is a series that I think Lonnie Walker could play in. Because one of the huge strengths that the Lakers have in this series is our guard play. And yes, I know Golden State, they have Steph Curry, they have, Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, but none of those guys can really defend. Steph Curry is not a great defender by any means. Jordan Poole can't defend a G League guy. And Klay Thompson is not the defender he once was. He's actually below league average. So you have this backcourt of the Golden State Warriors that just really struggled defending. And you saw guys like, Ja Morant last year and De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk and guys like that really give the Warriors trouble. And it's because of the foot speed, the athleticism, all of those things. Well, Lonnie Walker checks all those boxes. And so I was saying that I thought if you wanted to kind of give guys an opportunity this series, Lonnie Walker was that guy. I still wouldn't mind Beasley maybe getting a little run. There's an argument for several guys in this series. I mean, look, Shaquille Harrison was great. He was 4 or 5 from the field, 9 points. He is great defensively, like really good defensively. Obviously, Troy Brown, he's gotten some play. He's had some nice minutes. I've seen people want Max Christie. I'm a little hesitant on Max. I like him a lot. I have spoken I was hyping Max Christie up before like Max Christie was even hyped. Like, again, videos are on this channel. I was talking about Christie in ways that we have seen in him develop. But Lonnie Walker, I think, makes the most sense. Christie, again, lack of age and experience, I think, is a problem. Lonnie Walker doesn't have a lot of experience, but he's had more run, more play, and you know what you're going to get from him, right? Like, his goal is, like, go in there, be a vacuum scorer, in 15, 20 minutes of play, go get us 12 to 15 points. And he's a guy that's more than capable of it. I never had a problem. There was so many people that wanted Lonnie Walker to play in the Memphis series. I didn't think that he would have been great in that Memphis series. I really don't. Their guards and their defense would have been a problem. I don't think Lonnie would have been able to guard those guys, right? Because they're a little more versatile. Like, you know what to expect with Clay, right? Like, Clay isn't really beating you off the dribble very much, right? He's more of like fighting. You have to just kind of fight over screens and then just put a hand up and hope he doesn't make it, right? Jordan Poole, he likes to shoot those deep threes and get all cute and fancy rather than just he's capable of taking you off the dribble, but he likes to get cute at times. So again, I think this is a series that our guards benefit from. Dennis Schroeder has had his way. D'Angelo Russell has had his way. Austin Reeves has struggled, but he's gotten to his spots. And Lonnie, I just looked at this series and was like, this is a series that I think Lonnie Walker could thrive and be successful in, right? The Memphis series, I still don't think that he needed to play that series. I know a lot of people felt otherwise, but hey, guess what? We won that series. We won that series in fashion. But the Warriors, doesn't hurt to have a guy that has the tools that give the Warriors fits. And that's what Lonnie Walker is. Lonnie Walker is a player that has the tools to give Golden State fits. And he gave them fits in this last game. The biggest concern has just been his defense. Can he defend? And we saw him be able to today. If he can continue to play this level of defense, and I'm not saying he has to be elite. I'm not saying he has to. You're never going to shut down these guys for Golden State. But can he stay focused and locked in on both sides of the ball? His scoring ability has never been a question. That's never even been a thought. Everybody knows Lonnie Walker can score, but can he, one, consistently score? Can he stay within the flow of the offense? Because that's another thing too. Like, Lonnie Walker has never seen a shot that he doesn't like, right? Lonnie Walker also at times gets tunnel vision. Lonnie Walker is a very flawed player in a lot of ways. But in the right role, in this matchup, he can be super effective. And I thought he was today. And I thought he played well within the offense and on both sides of the ball. Again, there's never been a question of whether Lonnie Walker can score or not. We know he can go get 16 to 20 points a game every single game. But you need more than just scoring to beat the Warriors. So many teams have tried to outscore the Warriors, and it just never works. I mean, the Sacramento Kings had a historically great offense, and they weren't able to outscore the Warriors, right? So it needs to be more than scoring. You need to have both sides of the ball. Lonnie did that today. He was very impressive. Hitting shots, confident, stepped in, and he deserves a world of credit because that is not easy to do. It is not easy. We all know the saying, next man up. You got to have that mentality. When your number's called, you got to show up. Yeah, it's easy to say. It's another thing to have that happen, especially when you haven't played. You don't have a ton of playoff experience. You're in this, you get thrown in to this moment where Lakers are losing, things aren't looking good. You're at home, yes, but you have this like huge pressure and environment, and you're doing everything you can. And he stepped in, shook off the rust, or whatever it was, the jitters, whatever you want to call it. Maybe it was a combination of both. Shook that off and got it done. And credit Darvin Ham for that too, making that adjustment. That was a nice little adjustment. And also Darvin Ham having him buy in. Because Darvin Ham had that conversation with him. Hey, I'm going to give you an opportunity, but I need you to play both sides of the ball. If you get beat, you get beat. But you need to play both sides of the ball. I guarantee you that's the conversation Darvin Ham had. And Darvin Ham also stuck with him when he struggled early on, and he turned it around. I mean, he wasn't struggling long. I don't want to make it sound like, he played a quarter and he was terrible. No, it wasn't like that. But he had the first 2 or 3 minutes he was in the game, he was rough. But yeah, credit him. Darvin Ham stuck with him. Lonnie Walker delivered. And I could see Lonnie Walker getting some real burn. He would be great in spots. We've seen in this series times where we struggle to score and our defense is what keeps us in the game. Lonnie Walker is a guy that, hey, give him the ball and let him go generate offense. He has the foot speed. He has the ability. He can knock down the three ball. He's been a great shooter this year for us. He's a guy that, like, you have to define his role. And I think his role is a vacuum scorer. I think you give him 15 minutes a game and you say, hey, when you're open, if you get a pass and you're wide open, shoot the ball. If if you can beat your guy off the dribble, take it to the rack, go finish, draw some contact, get some fouls. Your job is to go and give us, 15 points in 15 minutes. Ready, set, go. Like that's the type of role Lonnie needs. But he can't be this like terrible liability on the defensive end. That's the problem. Like, yeah, it's great. Lonnie can go give us 15 points. But if he's given up 20, then who cares? He's a net negative. You don't want that. But he wasn't today. He was very good today. He was a plus 10 today. Again, 12 points on solid, 4 of 6. So that's solid efficiency. 2 of 4 from 3. So shot 50% from 3. Shot what? Like 70% from the field total. And knocked his free. He showed the ability of what he has. And look, I know a lot of fans have been preaching and screaming and yelling from the rooftops for Lonnie Walker. And I think that this series was a great matchup for him. It made sense. If we play the Phoenix Suns or the Denver Nuggets, I think that that's a great matchup for him. I do. I think he can get some run. But if we play like the Boston Celtics, I don't know. I don't know if he can do that. Because their defense, their size, it's all about matchups. Where is he most effective? This is a series where he's effective. Anybody that the Warriors throw on him, other than like maybe Andrew Wiggins, he's going to be able to beat all of them, right? Same thing in the and then if we play the Nuggets, anybody that they throw on him, he should be able to beat them. Phoenix Suns, same thing. Anybody that they throw on him, he should be able to beat them. So these type of lackluster defenses, Lonnie Walker is great in. And especially when they don't have if he has to guard like Murray or like Booker, something like that, he's going to get torched. But I think he could guard Chris Paul, right? I think he could guard KCP. I think certain matchups he is great in. Memphis series, I don't think he was great. I don't think he would have been great in that series. I think they would have given him some trouble, given him some fits. Not saying that he couldn't score something. I'm sure he could have. But I just think it wasn't the game for that. And they were also trying to get Beasley going, which you need. I still believe we need Beasley to get going. Unfortunately, it just looks like he just doesn't have it. And Lonnie could be that guy. Maybe Lonnie's the one that ends up having it. It was a nice adjustment. Lonnie stepped up. Lonnie deserves the credit. Ham deserves the credit. He's the definition of staying ready. Every time he's in, and whether it's 3 minutes or 2 minutes, he's great. He's been great. I give him credit for doing what he needed to do today. He's had some rough moments, right? He completely fell out of the rotation. Got all these new shiny toys and stuff, and he was a model professional. You never heard him complain. You never heard him say I want to be traded. You never heard anything. He just kept his head down, kept putting in the work, putting in the time. Darvin Ham called his number in the Warriors, and he made an impact. He really did, and some people might look at Lonnie Walker and go oh, he only scored 12 points and, it wasn't like he scored 30 or something, but that's more than enough. If we can get if he gave us 12 points per game every game, we're winning more games than we're losing. Because that's just another guy that can get in double figures. We had 6 guys in double figures, almost 7. Like, that's what we need. We need 5, 6, 7, 8 guys in double figures. It's not a coincidence that every time that happens, good things happen and we win. And again, credit Lonnie Walker. He was huge. He was massive. And I think Darvin Ham should stick with him. I do. I really do. Stick with him this series. I don't mind if he throws in a couple guys here and there. Like I said, give Shaq a couple minutes. I think defensively he could be great. Give you a couple buckets. Give Beasley. I wouldn't mind if they threw Beasley in a couple minutes. I just think if you can get Beasley going with his ability to just catch fire, that could just be. I mean, he could win you a game by himself. But anyway. Again, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What did you think of Lonnie? Were you excited that he was in? Were you a little hesitant at first and then was present surprised? Do you want him to continue to play? How do you feel? Let me know.